Welcome, everyone. This is Dr. Samina Ahmad, and I am so excited about today's webinar. I am Life Farm's medical advisory board member, and I try to guide you and teach you a little about the different products that Life Farm makes. So I'm a medical doctor, but in the last 22 years, I have expertise in holistic medicine. And there are different modalities that I have explored, and they include energy medicine, yoga, primordial sound meditation, which I learned from Dr. Deepak Chopra. I was a student of his. And then I had two other teachers who are Ayurvedic practitioners, Dr. Jain and Dr. Shekhar, who took me on this journey into Ayurvedic medicine, which is a science or knowledge of life. So today, let's move on and show you what we are going to teach you. So it's an interesting name to this webinar, Trim, Tone, and Thrive. But I will start off with Extreme Shape. And that's why we put the word trim over there. You want to trim yourself. And the digestive part is the toning of your body, your gut, getting it ready so you can look good. And thrive, of course, you want to thrive in an energetic space. So Laminine does that. So power up your gut, energy, and shape. And that's why we recommend using three products together, a trio. But since we haven't spoken about Extreme Shape in a long time, we decided to talk more about Extreme Shape. So, why is weight loss so difficult after the age of 40? How many people in this webinar can relate to that? Please say yes. I am definitely raising my hand and saying yes. So difficult to lose weight after 40. And it still confuses people. It still kind of, in a way puts you into this paradigm of why. And every year, I don't know if you guys know, uh, around New Year's, millions of people decide how they will proceed with weight loss. Well, many give up after a couple of months, but I did want to tell you that we have a different mindset at 20 or 30. It's very easy for us to lose weight at that age, and you can relate to that, right? We're never trying to lose weight, we just lose it because we are more active. Our lifestyle is different, and we're not that stressed. We are kind of new to the world. We haven't allowed stress to take over us. So, weight loss does become difficult after the age of 40, and there are reasons. So, there is a pie chart over here you can see on this slide, and we've divided it into three main categories. One is lower metabolism, 45%. Then there is lifestyle, 25%, and then hormonal changes, 35%. So I'm going to address each one of these and to tell you what really happens. And there is one more which is not mentioned in there, but that is increased insulin resistance. So let's start off with lower metabolism. So many people, I'm sure, on this webinar know that as we age, our metabolism slows down. It's not the same. Like we could eat a lot in our 20s and 30s and never put on weight. But now, after 40, when we eat a little, and there's a joke, you can smell chocolate and you'll put on weight. It's not good, but that's the truth. So the metabolism slows down. And why does that happen? What happens is we have a basic metabolic rate, BMR, that is a state of resting. Even in this state of resting, our muscles are metabolizing or they are working, which means they are able to burn calories and they are able to lose weight. But as we age, our muscles become less. So the lean muscle mass in your body is not the same as it was when you were in your 20s or your 30s. Now you have less lean muscle. So, and it's difficult to build muscle after 40. So, what happens is these muscles are not able to burn as many calories as they were able to do before. And your basic metabolic rate or BMR starts slowing down. You're not losing the calories, which means you're putting on weight. Number two is the hormonal changes, and they happen in both men and women. So, in women, estrogen and progesterone are two hormones that start going down, the levels go down. And my fellow women, we have all seen it, the ones who are perimenopause or menopause. For those who don't know what perimenopause is, it's just that time before menopause. So we usually kind of think of, about 10 to 18 years before menopause. So that's what we look at. And there are so many symptoms that actually those women encounter, whether it's hot flashes, whether it's stress, weight gain, and, dry hair, skin becomes very coarse. There are so many of them. And then in menopause it arrives when you have 12 months. A woman is going to experience 12 months of no period. That's when we can label that person that this lady now is menopausal. She has lost that ability to conceive children, or her fertility has now finished. So during these hormonal changes, again, what they've seen is that when estrogen and progesterone go down, we have a tendency to feel more hungry, and we eat a lot more after the age of 40. And we also have weight gain, mostly in the abdominal region. So, that tummy area. So it's called, like, we call it truncal obesity also at times. So you'll notice that you have a paunch, or all of a sudden you have bloating, or a little bigger belly, which is not good, but that's what happens. And in men, testosterone levels go down. So what they do is they start accumulating more fat, they become more fat, and they also gain weight because of the low or decreased metabolism. So, lifestyle factors, again, very important. What are lifestyle factors? As we age, they say, and the research tells us, that we become more stressful. And why do we become stressful? Here we are in our midlife, and we get that midlife crisis also. But, I call it male menopause. So men also have menopause, in case you didn't know. Watch out for that. So, yeah, female menopause, everybody knows of. Male menopause happens, and there are certain theories on it psychologically. What happens is men start feeling that I'm aging. So, how can an older man start feeling younger again? Well, he can get married again, or he can have a baby again. So there's a lot of chaos that happens at that time, hormonal. So, watch out for that. It's not you, it's the hormones that are making you act that way. But be mindful, be aware and alert. So, the lifestyle factors as we age are stress, and stress coming from your workplace. You have some assignments that you have to do in a certain period of time. Your boss is mean. Then you have some stresses from your children's side. Maybe it's time for them to go to college, and you have to pay for that, or they are getting married, or you have to fund a certain elements of their lives. They want to buy a house, they don't have the money. And then there are personal stresses, because you look at yourself in the mirror and you're not the same anymore. You see wrinkles, you see fat, you see baldness, you see all that, and it's not a happy picture. So you take stress for that as well. And then stress leads to poor sleep, and now you are fighting that, and you can't sleep at night. You have restless nights, and the sleep, again, according to Ayurvedic medicine, if you do not sleep at the right time, which is according to your circadian rhythm, you will put on weight. You will definitely, and stress will again make you put on weight because of cortisol. Cortisol again causes you to gain weight in the tummy area. So it's not good to stress out. What else comes in your lifestyle? In your lifestyle, your sleep is important. What is your diet all about? What kind of foods are you eating? Now, of course, if you are stressed, you will be binging. You'll be doing emotional eating, which is never good. And that can make you put on weight. What else happens when we age? We tend to be less active. We are not really doing much exercise. We like to sit down, watch Netflix, relax. These days, we are always on our cell phone. So, this is a sedentary kind of activity, by the way. Let me tell you, it might be burning some calories in the brain, or maybe a little action of the fingers. but it's exhausting you because there is also electromagnetic radiation coming out of these cell phones. So I always tell people, give yourself a break from these cell phones. I have friends who do not check their phones on weekends. Do something, maybe one day of news fast, something so that you can, get away from this mundane thing of constantly after every few minutes checking your messages. I have a friend who checks messages in the morning and in the evening, and I have discussed notes with her, and she tells me nothing really happens, nothing huge, nothing crazy. It's just business as usual. And I understand sometimes we have older parents, we have certain relatives living in other countries, and we want to know if something bad happens. So you can always see an alert, if somebody, they'll call you, right? They won't be sending messages. I think if there's an emergency in the family or close relatives or friends, you usually get a phone call. So you don't, I'm not telling you to like, don't like attend to your phone calls. I'm just saying, leave this on the side for not checking messages all the time or being on social media like FaceTime, Facebook, Insta, and all that. Let's move to the next slide. Oh, the increased insulin resistance. I forgot that one. Okay, so what happens is as we age, for those people who are having problems with their blood sugar, insulin is a hormone and its job is to manage sugar in your body, right? To make sure that sugar does not, too much sugar doesn't go into the bloodstream. It should get absorbed and then it gets stored at fat cells. But what happens is insulin, now this hormone is not responding. So you're having sugar and it's not getting stored as fat cells. It's actually making its way into the blood, and now the sugar levels get high, which is not good. So diabetes is out of control. So I have two slides that I'm going to share with you. This is the first one. The second one will be literally talking more about the same thing. So what is happening here? We have a graph on our right side. It's a bar graph, and it's comparing the weight loss trends right now that you see in the world, okay? And what is the first one? I'm sure you know this one, right? The GLP-1 agonist, right? Wegovy and Ozempic. Everyone has heard these names these days because they work. It's not as if they don't work. These are medical drugs which work 80% of the time in making a person lose weight. But why don't we want to encourage this? Well, first of all, it's not like, you're going to lose weight and it'll stay that way. That weight will come back the moment you stop taking those medicines. It's more like a little, like when we say a jump start, a lot of times the car doesn't work and you push it and it starts. But if the battery doesn't get changed, that car will stop again. So this is the same analogy that, okay, we gave you Wegovy, we gave you Ozempic, you lost weight, your friends are admiring your body, you are a celebrity now, you look amazing on your social media, your pictures are looking great, your appetite gets decreased. All right, so that's a change you will see because that's the job of these drugs. They are going to suppress the appetite. They were originally used for diabetes and they started, becoming so successful with weight loss that now they are used for obesity treatment. You have to have a certain BMI to qualify for these drugs. Not everybody can use them. They are very expensive. They have side effects. And one of the biggest side effects that I have seen in patients is pancreatitis. And it's a very painful condition. It's the inflammation of the pancreas. And the moment you get that acute pancreatitis attack, which can happen to anyone, you will start having a lot of pain and you'll get nausea and cramps. And they immediately stop this medicine. Then that is an indicator that you can't carry on with it. So, of course, results are there 80%, but side effects and the fact that it can't be given long term. People usually take it for a couple of years, then they stop. So intermittent fasting is the other one, 60% effective. And what is that? That you are going to go on a fast of almost 16 hours, 24 hours. People do fasting according to what they feel like doing. Some people are doing 8 hours, some are doing 16, some are doing 24. So, in intermittent fasting, what happens is that the body basically gets disrupted with the hormones. So, a lot of women I've seen they have started intermittent fasting, but then they've had problems with their endocrine system. And also the fact that there is a lot of sensitivity into insulin. The reason that this is a reason that intermittent fasting is good for people who have diabetes, but insulin sensitivity also is not a very good thing because you become extremely sensitive to the effects of that hormone. Detox teas, juice cleanse, of course, for a short period of time, you can see some results, but it's 30% effective. And the main reason is if you take tea, like you have a lot of weight loss teas in the market, right? That are being showcased as amazing detox teas, or you have juices that you drink. Initially, the weight loss that happens when you try these is usually water gets out of the body. That's the first thing that happens because a lot of these detox teas are causing you to rapidly, urinate and to get rid of the water. So when that water, you're made up of water, almost 70% of you is water. So all of a sudden you stand on the weighing scale and you're excited. It's like, yeah, I lost weight. But you didn't really lose weight. It was your water weight. So it's not a great decision. But extreme shape, as you see in this bar diagram, 90% effectivity. And let's go to the next slide to see how extreme shape is being put there, because we have a nice table in which we have a little comparison of these three, and then we are going to move on to really talking about extreme shape. So a little repetition. GLP-1 agonists, it's a trend. What are the pros? The pro means what is the good thing in using them? It will suppress your appetite, so you will not eat too much. You will have a weight loss 15 to 20%. Your blood sugar will be very well controlled. What are the cons or something that is bad? They are expensive, they have side effects, you lose muscle loss, you have muscle loss, and it is, of course, limited availability, which means you will use it and then you will not use it. And the cost is so much, it's not even worth it. They are effective, but you have to do it under the supervision of a doctor. Intermittent fasting, the good part is that it is easy to do it. It improves your insulin sensitivity, so your blood sugar control is really good. Cellular repair benefits. What are the bad parts of this one? Intermittent fasting. Very difficult to sustain. You can't do it every day. A lot of people give up on it because you love food. And in women, it causes hormone disruption. And you can get some deficiencies, micronutrient ones. So this is effective moderately, right? The third one is detoxes and the juices. Well, again, the pros are immediately weight loss, you look good. You will want to take a lot of fluid also, which is good. You'll drink more water. And psychologically, you will feel good. The bad part, again, water weight loss only. It's basically low in protein. You're not having a lot of protein, you're just having a lot of these juices. You will get sugar spikes, which means all of a sudden, because of all the juices you're drinking and these tea, you'll get a lot of sugar in your body, too much sugar. And then I've also seen with these teas and juices, you will want to go to the bathroom a lot. It becomes like a laxative. You lose a lot of that and it's not sustainable. So that's a short time goal. Let's move to the next slide. And here we will see extreme shape. It's better. And why is it better? Two main things which we have highlighted. You need to remember these names because these are the ingredients of this product. And what are the two ingredients? So the two ingredients that I'm going to talk about is chitosan and white kidney bean extract. Chitosan is going to actually target your fat absorption in a way, trying to make sure that all the fat that is in your digestive tract gets connected to chitosan and does not go into it does not get absorbed. And white kidney bean extract is focusing on the carbohydrates or the starches. So it's blocking your carbohydrate digestion, it's slowing it down. And then you know that it is a very safe product. Life Farms products are all safe. That's been tried and tested, and research has been done on it. And there are different pathway approaches. Here, I will talk about how, it's also helping with the hunger hormone, which is known as ghrelin, and leptin is your satiety hormone, so it's also helping with that. These two hormones, they are the ones which cause the chaos in our body when we are hungry or when we are full. Sometimes they go crazy. You have eaten a lot and it tells you, no, you haven't eaten, you still want more. Or sometimes you will be, in that very that mode of like, oh my God, I have no food in my body, I need to eat, but it tells you the opposite. It says, no, 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 you are full. So there's a lot of that happening in our rate, in our lives, which we want to balance. What is chitosan? So these are known as crustaceans, okay? These are crustaceans, are these little sort of shrimps and crabs. They have a shell. So chitosan is actually taken out from that shell of these crabs and shrimps. It's actually polysaccharide, and it is a fiber. You know what the job of a fiber always is. It goes in the body and it tries to make sure that you produce a lot of bulk in your body so that it can be removed from the body, and it is like a detox also. Now we need to know one thing, that chitosan has a positive charge, which is known as a cationic charge or a cation. So it has a cation, not an anion. Anion is negative. Positive is cation. Because of its molecular structure, it is called positive charge. So let's see what happens in the next slide. Positive usually attracts negative. That is what we have learned, right? So now remember, when you eat any fat, you can have butter, you can have meat or oils. Remember, they all have a negative charge, okay? So chitosan has a positive charge, and the fats you're consuming have a negative charge. These two are going to get attracted to each other, and now, like a magnet, okay? So basically, chitosan is attracting all the fat molecules in your body, in your digestive tract. And now they get together, they get stuck like a gel-like complex, right? Now, this gel-like complex is big, is really big. So it cannot go into the intestines. It is not going to get absorbed. So that is good for you, because now fat didn't get absorbed in your body. Usually when fat goes into the body, it gets stored and you get fat. So now this fat, where is it going? It's going, chitosan is taking it out of the body, eliminating it, get it out of the body, right? So now you are not going to gain those calories that you were going to gain from this fat, right? Although you ate it, but you are not gaining the calories and not putting on that fat weight. So this complex cannot pass. It goes out of the gut, out of the digestive tract, the colon, small intestines, large intestines, rectum, and out. Okay, this is a diagram which is explaining what I just told you, how chitosan binds to fat in digestive tract. And it's really nice. If you look at it, it explains what I said. Chitosan gets connected to fat molecule. They become a big fat complex. And this fat gel-like complex is too large to get absorbed and it goes out of the body. It does not make it to the bloodstream. If it had gone to the bloodstream, it would have gotten absorbed and then it would stay in your body as fat. This one is an extreme shape experiment. What you will see in this experiment, I want to tell you, is that we are going to put water. As you can see, 1 cup water goes into the glass, and then half a teaspoon of a vegetable oil, that's your fat. And now we put one extreme shape tablet in it. It's crushed and she's going to stir it. When you stir it, what I just talked about, chitosan is now getting connected or getting stuck to the fat which we put in. And if you see all those little fatty little complexes, they've settled down because fat is like, it's gone down, now it became heavy. So as little fatty little things like round, granules, call it granules, it basically got connected and it formed that. So that is showing that chitosan in extreme shape has the ability to bind itself with fat molecules, making sure that you don't absorb them and they leave the body. So again, the results, what did you see here? That chitosan was binding to fat in the digestive tract. What did we see? The results that I told you. When the fat does not get absorbed in the body and goes out of your body, fewer calories of fat are stored in the body, right? And you have then again blocked some of the fat that you were eating. You ate it, but you blocked it, right? And so your overall calorie intake became less. Now we go to the second important ingredient in extreme shape, and this is white kidney bean extract. And white kidney bean extract has already, made it in the sort of in the world of nutrition that it is an amazing thing for weight loss. Everybody should use it, and they started using it in their daily meals. But there is a compound in it which is known as phasolamin. And phasolamin basically is the important thing that is missing a lot of time when we are having our food. Because I personally don't think many people are eating white kidney beans, or they have the ability to actually use it effectively in the form that it's required, which is in this extreme shape. Because for things and compounds to have that effectivity, they need to be in a certain way. Like, sometimes powders are better, sometimes liquid is good. And then this is tried and tested with research that if you use this extract, it will help you. So in the white kidney bean extract, you have this, phasolamin. Why do we want phasolamin to go into our bodies? The reason is that it causes a certain enzyme to get blocked. The name of the enzyme is alpha amylase, okay? Alpha amylase is an enzyme that digests starches or carbohydrates when you eat anything, a carb like bread, rice, or pasta. The ability of this alpha amylase is to break it down, really make it tiny, break it down, make it from that starch to glucose, from that complex carbohydrate, which is this white kidney bean, into simple glucose. So what this white kidney bean does, it already has this phasolamin, which is going to block this. When the enzyme gets blocked, right, which is found in our digestive system, let's see what happens when you block this enzyme. How white kidney bean extract works, right? So it's going to basically make it into, like I had mentioned already, that alpha amylase job is to break down starches, bread, rice, pasta into glucose, because we want these complex carbohydrates to become sugar. And then sugar gets absorbed in the body because the intestines are able to absorb it. That's the form that can go inside in the carbs. All carbohydrates have to become glucose to get absorbed, and then they get stored as fat cells. So this is what's happening. But we are blocking this alpha amylase. So let's see, will it get converted to glucose or will it not? Let's see in the next slide. So we have an experiment here, an extreme shape experiment. Let's see what we are going to do here. We have a control and we have the extreme shape glass. 1 cup of warm water in both of them, and 10 grams of rice, which is the starch or the carbohydrate, and you put extreme shape in the glass which says extreme shape. In the control, you didn't put the extreme shape. So we crushed that, and after 4 hours, what do we see? We see that the control right now doesn't really I mean, it's just that you see the white color there, and in the extreme shape has that color. But now what we are going to do is we put iodine, 2 ml of iodine put in the control glass, 2 ml in the extreme shape. Now remember about iodine. Iodine is always going to give a purple color to this whole thing. With from white color it became purple. Why? Because the fact that basically this particular glass, it's all sugar, it's glucose. So iodine, you see the iodine color, everything got that rice blob that you put in, basically it all got broken down to sugar, and iodine was put in to detect sugar, so a lot of sugar in that. Now when you look at the glass on the right side, iodine was put into it as well, but it's not showing that much sugar. Why? What happened? From Extreme Shape, the kidney bean extract, which we know is existing in there, it went in there, and it basically now got totally didn't break it down into the glucose. It reduced that conversion of the starch to glucose and kept that starch the way it was, which means that it didn't get metabolized, it didn't get broken down. Why? Because that alpha amylase enzyme got blocked. And that's what we want to do, because the amylase in the left side didn't get blocked, digested all the rice. And here it was unable. And you see also that you can still see the rice didn't really get digested there. Over there on the left side, we can barely see any granules. They all got broken down. So that was our experiment, very effective, can really see how Extreme Shape is blocking, this amylase, and is now postponing the metabolism, and is then not going to give us a lot of sugar. It won't get broken down into sugar so quickly. Usually when things get broken down into sugar quickly, or foods, they give a spike, that sugar spike. So we will not get that one in this. So let's. And here is another good diagram which explains exactly what happened in the experiment. Again, about phazolamine, which is in white kidney bean extract. It binds to the alpha amylase, blocking it. It's going to reduce its ability to break down the starch into simple sugars like glucose. And this will result in lower sugar absorption. When I don't absorb a lot of sugar, that means my calories are reduced. I'm not taking in too many calories. Just like you saw in the example with the fat, I'm eating fat, but fat is not really getting stored. Here I'm eating a starch, bread, pasta, or rice, and it's just not getting broken down to that level that that sugar goes in my body to produce high spike. Most of it is just going to again be eliminated. So thanks to the fact that this phazolamine is going to block the alpha amylase. So that's this diagram, you can take a picture, it immediately, creates that memory for you. What happens when we eat starch? What happens, when you have starch and then now you took Extreme Shape? When you took the starch by itself, if I had bread alone or pasta or rice, all that will immediately turn to glucose. And because, amylase will work on it, alpha amylase, and then will get stored as fat. Whereas now I ate the rice, but I had Extreme Shape with it. So Extreme Shape will now try to block this alpha amylase enzyme, and this rice will not actually get converted to glucose, and I will not get high sugar, which is amazing. I think that's such a great science there. All right, so now we have our trio, because we are definitely encouraging you to use Digestive and Laminine with Extreme Shape, because we did some research and studies also, and we have a lot of people who are using these products already, and they give us a feedback, right? So from the feedback, we learned that people who were also taking Laminine and Digestive with Extreme Shape had better results as compared to all the people who are just taking Extreme Shape. You know how loyal some of the people are to Laminine. No matter what happens, they never want to leave it. They always want to make it part of their daily supplement routine. So when Extreme Shape came out, I remember initially when I was doing the study with Kimberly and also my friend Galina Pana, we had some women, in New Jersey, who we put on Extreme Shape. We wanted them to use it and find out the effect in 3 months. So So we were constantly checking their weight, we were checking their blood sugar, their blood pressure, and all. And during that particular study, I remember I met a lot of women who are taking Life Farm products, and they told me, they said, we can't, you can't tell us not to take Digestive and Laminine and to just take Extreme Shape for this research. We will never leave. We will never leave our supplements. So they continued, and then we said, okay, let's have another study group where we have people who use Digestive, Laminine, and Extreme, and then people who are just using Extreme Shape. And so the study evolved, and it became a more interesting study. And after that study ended, I remember we saw better results with people who were actually on all three. So there is a synergy or synergistic role of taking all three, because you are managing your gut, you are managing your energy levels or your metabolism, your metabolic rate, your metabolism, and also your weight. Digestive. So you already know about them. So I'm not going to really go deeply into these two supplements, Digestive and Laminine. All I want to focus on is their role as a weight loss supplement. So as you know, Digestive has digestive enzymes, prebiotics, and probiotics. So what happens with the enzymes is that if you have digestive enzymes already in a supplement, and I know you have them in the body, but they have proven that with time, what happens is that our natural digestive enzymes become less with age. So taking them in the form of a supplement is always a good idea, because it increases absorption of all the nutrients that you are eating in your diet. Because as we age, the digestive enzymes are not supporting you anymore. So your all that nutrition, you think you ate a great food, all those nutrients that you probably thought you're getting, you're not getting them because they never got absorbed. They were not broken down properly to be absorbed. When things are not broken down effectively, they cannot pass through your intestine, the barrier. They cannot. The molecular size is important. So you need this assistance from digestive enzymes. Then prebiotics. So prebiotics are, of course, food for the gut bacteria, the microbiome. If you feed your gut bacteria with prebiotics, we have already done a lot of research, the world has done research, that your microbiome will be healthy, they will have a better gut barrier, they will also reduce inflammation. So the quality of the prebiotic, the quality of the bacteria is important too. Now, probiotics are the bacteria, they are the gut microbiome, and we know that they are very important, because when they sit over there in our colon, they are actually supporting your metabolism, they are making sure that you don't have a lot of fat going into the blood, into the getting absorbed. So they're reducing that. So probiotics are always good. They have tested and tried and seen that people who have a good microbiome will also suffer from less diseases. Their immune system will be stronger. So they are all good things happening out of that. Okay, Laminine is definitely a supportive candidate here. Why? Because it has the FGF2 and the amino acids, which are going to cause cellular repair, regeneration, helping us with our metabolism and energy. So as you also know, that Laminine works very well with stress. So it's going to reduce your stress levels. And I already told you the connection of stress with weight gain. When there is too much stress, cortisol gets released. Cortisol causes you to get abdominal fat and put on weight. So we want that stress to go down, and Laminine will help with that. And also the fact that Laminine is very connected to that ATP production, or the energy production in our body. We want our energy to be there, because it helps and assists us in our metabolism and giving us energy. Laminine, I always tell people, how do you remember, what does Laminine do? Remember the letter S. So it gives you a good stamina. It's good for your sexual health. It's, remember, S for stress as well. So yeah, that's amazing. That stress is going to go down. And if you remember that this has serotonin-like effects. So S for sleep. We also need that. So these four S, which are so good, which are required, because if you don't sleep well, again, there'll be obesity, weight gain. If you have stress, you will weight gain. If your metabolism is slow, there'll be weight gain. And low energy means lethargy, tiredness, and all. And there's no way. Tired people will obviously not be active. They won't be running. Stamina, as again, if I do more exercise and because of the fact that I took Laminine, I have more stamina. I will lose weight also. I can tone my body. So this is that connection that I want you to remember, and in a way, connect to Extreme Shape, how you are using this for this weight loss purpose. This is again just trying to reiterate that Extreme Shape works. It's reducing your satiety, reducing your cravings. It's enhancing your satiety, sorry, and reducing your cravings. And I want to mention the two hormones here, which is the hormone that increases the satiety and, basically reduces the craving. So hunger hormone is ghrelin. Uh, Ghrelin is that hormone. When you feel hungry, it makes you say, hey, you need food, you need food. And after you've eaten, the satiety hormone is leptin. So keeping that ratio of making sure that it tells you you've eaten, you don't need more food, you're all right. And also stopping you from snacking. A lot of times we are going to pick up a snack. It's called emotional eating, but a lot of times your hormones are out of whack. So it's important to reduce your cravings. You don't want to eat excessively or, for any reason. There's no reason. Don't do emotional eating as it is. After the age of 40, we need to be very sure about what we are putting in our body. Is it good for me? Is it good for my body? Is it going to give me energy? Is this dead food? And try to eat fresh, because I remember during my Ayurvedic training, they told me that any cooked food that you make and you put it in the fridge. I know we have refrigerators. There were times there were no refrigerators, so people ate what they ate and that's it. They didn't store. But we do store them in the refrigerator. But according to Ayurvedic medicine, any food that's more than 24 hours old, cooked food, it's dead. It's not going to give you any benefit. So I know some people, and I know life is crazy. They cook 7 meals on a Sunday and they freeze them. And then for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're just going to take out that. And because they work, so it's difficult for them, they say that, to actually cook every day. But I cannot, highlight enough the importance of cooking, importance of fresh food, importance of eating really fresh food which has energy in it, because you are energy. You are made up of energy and information. So definitely take out that time to give yourself that energy. And it's not difficult. I'm not telling you to cook like a curry or things which take a lot of time. You can easily, just make a quick salad. It's summertime right now, and you can, cut up nice fruit, also have a fruit salad, or you can easily have seaweed. I know seaweed is amazing, and there's this lady who makes seaweed and she puts some cucumbers in it and some lemon juice, and it's like a nice, cool summer salad. Seaweed is so good for you. But you can be innovative and creative. And how long would that salad take? It would take 10 minutes, right? You don't need to really go crazy, cooking something which takes too long. Find quick recipes also. Fish doesn't take too long to cook at all. I mean, I think even if you fried it 10 minutes and if you baked it again 10 to 15 minutes, it's about food preparation and about getting the ingredients, and that should be looked into. And once you have the ingredients, you will be able to sort it out. But remember to eat fresh. That's the message here. So, again, we talked about chitosan, we talked about this already. It's just repetition. Let's move to the next slide. Now, again, how do these three work together? I already told you that digestive has probiotics and prebiotics, so it's helping with your metabolism and weight control. And I told you that if you have digestive enzymes, you will digest all the nutrients well and you will not have bloating. The reason you have bloating is because your own digestive enzymes are not working effectively, so you get gassy and bloated. Laminine, again, extremely beneficial in increasing your energy levels, repairing your body, Extreme Shape is making sure not too much fat gets absorbed, and is also making sure not that the complex carbohydrates do not become sugar very quickly, and reduces the calories from all that, the sugar, and curbing your appetite so you don't feel hungry. And together, all this is going to manage your gut health, reduce fat, and also weight management. So it's a no brainer, a win win situation using all three together. And before I sign off, I just want to stay happy, stay healthy, and stay aware. And sending you all my love, and all my best wishes for a happy and healthy life. Take care. Thank you so much.